Success. Mad thing. The water, brother. The water. Right, shalom, shalom. First, I'd like to give all praises unto Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Waha, Raka, Quadash, and double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well. I want to see brothers out there in the highways and the byways teaching His word in all sincerity and in truth. I want to make, well, it's not really a response because it's a different topic. It's loosely related, but I'm kind of responding to this video from the brother from Vegas, the elder, I should say, from Vegas. So like, check this video out, and of course, check the channel out, because this elder, you know what I mean, he stay edifying, man. That's one thing we do know. Yo, man, stay edifying, yeah? So, it's a good channel to subscribe to if that's what you're looking for. But yeah, the elder was speaking about reparations, man, you know, because Esau was talking about reparations. This thing went down in LA. They're talking about giving Jake some FRNs or whatever the case may be, man. And the elder's just pointing out that, you know, listen, Esau is the devil, man. He's saying giving you nothing just like that. There's always a catch. But I wanna the brother just posted a link. I wanna come at it from a different angle. Cause let's say Esau really wanna give you some FRNs. You know, he's sorry and he wanna give you some FRNs. Hey, listen, I'll accept the FRNs. Listen, hey, this is what we do know. Yo, this is what we know, Esau. If you want to make a deposit into my bank account right now, feel free. However, just know that ain't gonna be enough. It never will be enough, okay? Because your restitution is gonna be everything you have, including yourself. And your judgment is above money. It's gone beyond money, yeah? It's a money thing when a man, like, if a man, like, kill your cow by accident, or if a man lose something that you own, or, you know, then it's a money thing, innit? But this ain't a money thing. This went past a money thing a long time ago. This is a money thing. This is a blood thing. This is a pain thing. You understand? It went past money so long ago. And the fact that this man don't even want to give you money. He wants to give you a fiat currency that he prints. You know, that's what he wants to give you. The fact that's what he wants to give. Nah, it's madness, man. All right. So we're gonna discuss it. We're gonna have a look. All right. Because there's certain things you can pay for. Certain things you can pay, but certain things you can't pay for. Certain things is blood. Okay. Oh, I might as well get the definition of reparation because we need to get that. Hey, Shalom, elder. I'm going to read that scripture in 2 seconds. The reparations definition, yeah. So reparation is the action of making amends. So the Esau think by giving Jake money, he gonna fiat currency, he's gonna make amends. How you gonna make amends? You didn't just steal from us. You destroyed us mentally, spiritually, with the most foul and vile spiritual, verbal, and physical abuse, up to and including murder and torture. And you think you're gonna make amends for that with money? This brother is taking the piss. Yeah, mate. Yeah. You're really taking the bertie. It said the action of making amends for a wrong one has done by providing payment or other assistance to those who have been wronged. Right? Now, like I said, if you do something that causes financial hurt, financial pain, and you choose to repair that with financial means, then that makes sense. But we're not talking about that. It's gone beyond that. Yeah. Now the elder posted Numbers 35:33. So you shall not pollute the land wherein you are, for blood it defileth the land, and the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it. Whosoever slave a man, the man have to get deaded. Like, what do you mean? You can't accept money. Even when you go into the law, there's certain things you can accept money for, and then there's certain things in the law where it's like, nah, like, man ain't gonna accept no money. Like adultery, how's a man gonna pop your wife and then give you money? That doesn't make it okay. That doesn't repair what they've done. You understand? How can a man kill your son and then say, yeah, hold this money? And that's the way of Babylon. Some corporation or some devil somewhere will kill your children, kill your wife, kill your husband, and then you go to court and they offer you couple mil. And that's supposed to make it okay. No, it doesn't make it okay. It's a blood debt that needs to be paid. You understand? Oh, Joel 3, for behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, I will also gather all nations and bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. Hey, the Lord ain't exacting money from these nations. The Lord wants blood, pain, anguish, stripes. Okay? And that's exactly what he's gonna get. I don't know what these devils really think this is. Yeah, all right. Let's get will you render me a recompense? And if you recompense me swiftly and speedily, will I return your recompense upon your own head? You can't buy out this thing. You can't buy out this thing. First of all, we're going to get, in fact, let me get that in Job, the 20th chapter real quick. First of all, we're going to take anything of value that these heathens and Esau own anyway. That's just the beginning. Let's get that in Job 20, beginning with Esau. According to his substance shall the restitution be. There is it. Right, this is Job 20 and 15. He says, he has swallowed down riches. Yeah, financially, this man stole much wealth from our people, yes. And we are going to get it back in its fullness. Meaning, Esau's gonna have to give up everything, not a percentage or a piece of, but all. Everything he owned is gonna be in our possession. The gold, the silver, the land, everything, including himself. That's what the Lord has declared. He hath swallowed down riches, and he shall vomit them up again. God shall cast them out of his belly. He shall, and it's gonna be violent. You know, when you vomit, you know. Hey, listen, this is what we do know, innit? Yeah. Nobody likes to vomit. It's vomiting can be a very violent act. It can be even painful. You know, say when you're vomiting, yeah. And I don't mean to be crass or disgusting, but we should be all adults here. We've been on the earth for a little bit, yeah. You know, when you got that real problem, you know, when you got a stomach bug and your body's like, listen, everything must go, and you get down to the dregs, and I mean the dregs, when you're like, and your abdominal muscles are in physical pain because your body's trying to squeeze out the last little bit that's in your stomach, and the only thing that's coming out on the islands, we call it frat. You're like, you know, it's like the last little bit that your stomach's damn near empty, and it's violent, right? That's how it's gonna be for Esau. He gonna vomit up every last little piece, and it's gonna be violent. Yeah, and you know, when it gets to that stage, you really want to stop, but you can't stop. It's a automatic reaction that your body's having, and you're like, "Rrr," and your stomach's in pain. I know brothers know what I'm talking about. That's how it's gonna be for Esau, man. Coming talking about some little FRNs that you printed off, brother. You're gonna cough up the whole thing. Right? He hath swallowed down riches, and he shall vomit them up again. God shall cast them out of his belly, violence. He shall suck the poison of asps. The viper's tongue shall slay him. He shall not see the rivers, the floods, the brooks of honey and the butter. Yeah, the good times are gonna be gone. It's not just a matter of, oh, I'm gonna give these niggas some money to shut them up. Nah, man, you're gonna go down and you're gonna have to suffer. Yeah, you are gonna have our reparations is your suffering. Yeah, you're gonna be down bad like Batman when Bane put him in that hole. You're gonna be down all the way bad. Esau ain't ready for that. It's too much for Esau. That's too much for him to bear. Trying to give man some little thing. It's disrespectful. And all you Negroes that's excited and accepting that, like, and you think that's cool, you're a dishonorable seed, because this man tortured, raped, and murdered your forefathers, and is still killing your people to this very day. For you to accept money, right? And I'm really talking to you men, because you're meant to have the heart of a warrior. For you to accept money, you're fucking worm, man. You're beyond the worm. Yeah, money ain't enough. A real man, you can't buy him off, man. You can't go pop his wife and buy him off. You can't kill his children and buy him off. You can't rape his mother and buy him off. Kill his father and buy him off. Buy off what? This thing is deeper than money, man. Everything ain't about money, you know. Make a man know that for real. Anyway, and shall not swallow it down according to his substance shall the restitution be, and he shall not rejoice therein. Yeah? Everything this man have, he gonna have to cough it up anyway. But it's gonna go deeper than that. Yeah? It's gonna go deeper than that, because he gonna have to get the punishments, and that's what they don't understand. They don't want to accept. You come in with your little printed. Listen, but you Edomites are about to get broke up real bad, and you don't really understand. So I need to remind you of your history. Right, let's read this real quick. Psalms 149, verse 5. It says, "Let the saints be joyful in glory. Let them sing aloud upon their beds. Let the high praises of God be in their mouth, and a two-edged sword in their hand, to execute vengeance upon the heathen, and punishments. You ain't just gonna buy the thing out, man. Punishments, what does that represent? Hard labor, stripes, teeth of wild beasts, yeah, scourges, yeah, the sword, punishments upon the people, to bind their kings with chains and their nobles with fetters of iron. Now, when I was growing up on the islands, I remember they showed us the chains, and they had chains for children. This man was putting chains on children. Now, I'm not going to get emotional about it, but I want you to know one thing. Their children are going into chains too. These men had chains for toddlers. You hear me? These men had chains for toddlers. But we're going to get into it. And you think man are going to buy that out? Look at you got seed in it. If you got seed, look at your daughter, look at your son, and tell me if a man put your son or your daughter in chains, if you'd accept money for that. You tell me. Tell me in it. Let me come to your house and put your son and your daughter, put chains on them and beat them. And then I drop you, a couple grand and said, yeah, it's cool. If that's cool. You must say mad. We're not saying too much, yeah? Because man will start saying man are carnal. But hey, I'm telling you, it ain't gonna run like that. Money for what? Keep the money for your funeral. About money. Anyway, to bind their kings with chains and their nobles with the fetters of iron, to execute upon them the judgment written. The Lord has already spoken the judgment that Esau's going to have to bear. And they don't like it. That's why they hurt. That's why they're coming against us and they're chatting all this breeze. But the judgment Esau is about to bear is too much for him. It's too much. Hey, it's too much for me. If I was Esau, I'd be like, yo, this is too... Because you're about to lose everything. You're going to go into hardcore slavery and you're going to get beaten. You're going to get scourged. You're going to get fed to wild beasts. You're going to be suffering. This honor have all his saints. Praise ye the Lord. Now, let me read some of these scriptures, and I got some accounts I want to read to you, Arkyang. And also for any of you that's excited about this money that Esau want to give you, you think it's gonna make it right. What's this? Ezekiel 35:2, Son of man, set thy face against Seir and prophesy against it, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity. This man shed the blood of the children of Israel with no regard. And when I say the children of Israel, this isn't a black thing. I'm talking about the so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native American Indians worldwide. This man went to the Congo. Go look it up. A whole generation of Jake in the Congo growing up with no hands. Let me listen. Listen, let's get real, man. Let's have a look. Congo, daughter, hands cut off. And I've been to the museum where they show these exhibits in Belgium. Right? 10 million, right? Let's have a look at this image and tell me if money is enough. Right, so that man went over to Congo and they were farming the rubber. Now, when you farm, you have to farm food for yourself, and then if you do any additional farming for other resources, then fine. What this devil did was, because they were so desperate for the rubber, for the new world, yeah, to make that money, the capitalism, they made the jakes that were in Congo basically just go out there and produce rubber. So there were famines and all that because they weren't able to even work their own farms and make food for themselves. And then on top of that, like they kept them to a strict quota of rubber. And if you didn't meet the quota of rubber, they could chop off your hand or the hands of your children. And this image right here, that you see the image, look, the man's looking, that's the hand and the foot of his daughter, man. You're gonna accept money. You think money is gonna make that right? That's the hand and the foot of his daughter in real life. This ain't no bomber clock movie, you know. This ain't no movie. This is not no horror story. This is real life. This is the kind of shit that our people were going through. And Esau ain't paid for this. Well, he want to pay for it now with some money that he printed up on a computer. Listen. Boy, see my man there. And you can see the man's look malnourished, man, because they weren't really eating. They have to get the rubber for Esau. Look at this. It says, Congolese man looking at the severed hand or foot of his 5-year-old daughter who was killed and allegedly cannibalized by the members of the Anglo-Belgium India Rubber Company militia. And these men think they can buy out the listen. This cannot buy out, man. And this is there's pictures of whole generations, all right, of men, women, and children from the Congo with no hands, man. You can go research it and look it up. Yeah, this man's a beast. So from what he was doing to our people in Africa, going over to the South America, the conquistadors, they did the same thing. They were savage to our people. Brutal and evil, man, consistently. Yes, it's a man take this thing for a joke, you know. And they got some nerve to ask why we angry. Oh yeah, I was reading from here. I ain't done yet, you know. I ain't done yet. Let me just read these scriptures and I'm gonna get some more stuff, trust me. Let's see if you would accept money. Right, and I shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee, since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. They have to pay in blood. They have to pay in tears. They have to pay in screams of terror and pain. That's how they're going to make it right. But you know what I mean? What these men really think this is, man? Thus will I make Mount Seir most desolate, and cut off from it him that passeth out, and him that returneth. And I will fill his mountains with his slain men in thy hills, and in thy valleys, and in all thy rivers shall they fall that are slain with the sword. I will make perpetual desolations, and thy cities shall not return. Ye shall know that I am the Lord. Right? The Lord's going to do something real terrible, man. Micah 5:15, and I will execute vengeance in anger and fury upon the heathen, such as they have not heard. Or, right, Ezekiel 25 and 12. It says, the sovereign Lord said, the people of Edom took cruel vengeance on Judah, and that cruel, and that revenge has brought lasting guilt on Edom. Goodness gracious. Now I announce that I will punish Edom and will kill every person and animal there. I will make it a wasteland from the city of Teman to the city of Dedan, and the people will be killed in battle. My people Israel will take revenge on Edom for me, and they will make Edom feel my furious anger. Edom will know what it means to be the object of my revenge. The sovereign Lord has spoken. Gee, that's powerful. All right. So what I wanted to do, Akim, I really just wanted to bring your attention to, there's something called the Thomas Thistlewood Papers. Okay, now this is the diaries and the other material documenting the life and work of the Jamaican planter and slave owner Thomas Thistlewood. Now, of course, you can actually go and read the diaries. And the beautiful thing about these diaries is he didn't have no filter. He wrote exactly what he was doing, man. Right, and these guys on the plantation and over in the New World, they were a law unto themselves. They were doing exactly what they wanted to do. All right. The Thomas Thistlewood Papers document the daily life of a British plantation overseer and slave owner, Thomas Thistlewood, 1721 to 1786. From the period just before his arrival in 1750 in Jamaica through his death, the papers act as a crucial archival witness to the brutality of slavery and plantation culture. Yeah, these are these good Christians that vocab talking about. And to the broader political, economic, and intellectual context underpinning Thistlewood's career as a slave manager and owner in 18th century Jamaica. The papers comprise the plantation management diaries, weather journals, and reading notes, and other material created by Thistlewood from 1748 to his death in 1786. This highly detailed record of his activities as an overseer and later owner of numerous slaves contains information on the criteria for the purchase and sale of slaves, methods of assigning work, allotment of provisions, the illness and death rate among the slaves, and detailed descriptions of Thistlewood's brutal methods of physical punishment for any infraction. Thistlewood meticulously recorded his sexual exploitation of enslaved women, noting thousands of sexual contacts with over 100 women, as well as any punishments he ordered if they resisted. So imagine this is your mother, your grandmother, your sister, your auntie, and they have to submit themselves to this devil, and if they don't, face brutal consequences. And you want us to take money for that? That's gonna make it good? Nah, Rasta. Yeah. Anyway, the diaries are also described decades-long relationship with enslaved Fibber, whom he referred to as his wife, and emancipated in his will. So this devil actually feigned like he loved one of them Jake women and emancipated her, freed her. All right, and that shows you, just because a Edomite is in a relationship with a so-called black woman doesn't mean he's not the devil. Yeah, just the same way that brothers can have a Edomite woman and deal with her and still hate Esau. What's the problem? Comments on insolent and runaway slaves, frequent news of slave uprisings on individual plantations, and the rumor of broader slave insurrections and rebellions, including Taki's revolt, offer insight into the fears of the small minority of white colonists who ruled over but were vastly outnumbered by their African slaves. All right, so that's pretty much the point on that. I wanted to read that little excerpt. Let's get to the next thing. All right. There are numerous works on the brutalities of slavery, particularly in the cauldron of the sugar cultivation in the West Indies, which, by the way, the first modern day iteration of 24-hour shift work, 12 hours, right, was on the sugar plantations, because when it comes down to the harvest of the sugar cane and the processing, it needs to be done within a certain period of time before the sugar cane, starts fermenting and going bad. So they instituted the 24-hour day and night, day shift and night shift. That's where that come from. All right, if you didn't know. So there are also accounts of Jamaican planter Thomas Thistlewood's, notably Douglas Hall's in Miserable Slavery, Thomas Thistlewood in Jamaica. Yet no single work captures the sadistic quality of the master-slave relationship, as well as the powerful study by Trevor Bernard. In the past decade, Bernard has published a series of important articles on various aspects of life on 17th and 18th century Jamaica, or economic development, the slave trade, European immigrants, mortality, and family life. This considerable expertise enables him to offer a remarkably thorough analysis of a middling planter on this important 18th century British colony. The son of Lincolnshire tenant farmer Thistlewood sought to exploit the opportunities on Jamaica after little success in agriculture in England or a commercial voyage to India. From his arrival in 1750, Thistlewood found lucrative employment on England's most important sugar island. Right. In his nearly 4 decades on Jamaica, Thistlewood was an overseer, a slave owner who made tidy profits by hiring out his possessions, and eventually the owner of a livestock pen. While he never became fabulously wealthy, Thistlewood lived a comfortable life, one that permitted him to pursue his long-life interests in reading, science, and horticulture. All right. Let's go straight down. I want to get it. Right, so it's going to go into his diaries. That's right, let's get from here. It says, the picture of Thistlewood that emerges is one of brutal sadist. Thistlewood routinely employed the lash. Most of the slaves he owned, or who were under his charge, faced at least 1 flogging a year, and 100 lashes were common, which we know in the law when it comes to our brother, you're only supposed to give them a maximum of 40 lashes. Esau was handing out 100 lashes. So you're gonna have to pay for that. Yeah? He chained slaves in stocks, had some mutilated and others branded. So we're supposed to accept money for that? He had some runaways restrained, stripped, and covered with molasses and then exposed to flies and mosquitoes. He ordered some of the flogged slaves to have pepper and lime juice applied to their open wounds. Thistlewood became particularly inventive in his brutality. In doing so, he sought to humiliate as well as to punish. He ordered some slaves to be punished by having other slaves urinate in their eyes and mouth, right? He also in his diary, he had slaves defecate in other slaves' mouths as well. But we're supposed to accept money, right? His favorite technique appears to have been one he called the Derby dose, which involved having a slave defecate into the mouth of the slave facing punishment, and then having that slave gagged 4 to 5 hours. right? So this devil was having one Jake shit in another Jake's mouth. And we're supposed to accept money. And you see, what you gotta realize is this is only known because he kept a detailed diary. What about all these other slave masters and plantation owners? Bernard seeks to explain this horrific treatment by noting that slaves made up more than 90% of the population, and that white settlers thus felt, these Christian white settlers thus felt compelled to use raw power to maintain their control. Yeah? See, you see what I'm saying here? The one. Right, this is another article on this Thistlewood guy. The brutality of slavery was exhibited in numerous ways. It was seen in the relentless sexual exploitation of enslaved women, in the numbing frequency of sadistic whippings and humiliations, and in the frequent acts of suicide by the enslaved, many of whom were driven to despair. Right? No woman was safe from Thomas Thistlewood on the plantation or small farm he managed. During his time as a master, Thistlewood raped hundreds of females and underage slaves. Many slaves felt the only option left was suicide. Alright, in 1756, a slave named Moll was recorded to have drowned herself willfully, while the slaves who declared they wanted to die, as another slave called Nero did in 1754 when he would not work but threatened to cut his own throat, were punished by Thistlewood. So Thistlewood noted that he had no Negro whipped, gagged, and his hands tied behind him so that the mosquitoes and sandflies might torment him to some purpose. All right, this is this is what I'm talking about. All right, now this wasn't just Jake on the islands. This is Jake in general. This is how Esau, the brutality that Esau was dealing with Jake with. And now they want to talk about paying it off with some fiat currency. It's not going to run. Now I want you to listen to this from this brother here. Alright.
How can you quickly turn books into money? Zifit.com pays for all kinds of books as well as CDs.
The humans. There's tribes out there. And so to explain this, there's the on the internet, if you search, if we can pull it up, if you search like uncontacted tribes, Amazon. Yeah. There are tribes living out in the Amazon that have been there for centuries. And they are living like that because during the periods of extraction and during the conquistador era, they were the tribes that went back and said, we're not getting conquered. You see, but you go to Peru, everybody speaks Spanish. It's because of the Spanish. Right. These are the tribes that backed up. Isn't that crazy that they came down here and like that people in South America got Spanish from the Spaniards? Yeah. Yeah. So see that big patch in the lower left-hand corner of South America right there? We're like in one of the main areas. Yeah, right above where the cursor just was. But we have uncontacted tribes in the region. That's all you got? You can't pull up anything better than that? Come on, get us some photos. There's one photo on Google where they're painted red and black. There we go. There we go. Right on the top line. Go to the top. Right there. Like, yeah, that one. These people are living out there, and what they're doing in that photo is they are trying to shoot the plane that's flying over them. No fucking way. And they don't speak a language that any of us speak. You see that? See the red one? You see that red one? Right by the hut. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. They use medicinal compounds as insecticide, and a lot of times that dyes their skin. So you get purple ones, you get black ones, you get red ones. That's his skin that's red? Yeah, but I mean it's been dyed. It's like so there's a purple plant down there you rub on your fingers. It's a leaf, and you go like this, and the mosquitoes will stay away from your fingers. So these people are living with no clothing on, with no permanent shelter in the Amazon rainforest, and they've been doing this for a few thousand years, and they're still out there. Oh my God. And so the scariest thing that you could possibly run into in the Amazon is that. Well, why would they be threatening to other humans? Well, because...
Listen to this now. Yeah, listen to the reason why these people, if you go there, the spirit of the Lord got to be with you, because they will kill you on sight. Any other human being they will kill. And listen to the reason why our brethren over there are bugged out on that level.
The story, as I understand it, is like the last contact that a lot of these tribes had with the outside world was during the rubber boom. And the rubber boom was at the turn of the century, like early 1900s. So the Industrial Revolution, we needed gaskets and hoses and factory stuff. And so all of a sudden, bike tires, car tires, we needed rubber for the first time in history. And the only place you could get rubber was the Amazon, because that's where the rubber trees grew. And so we sent everybody to the Amazon, and we sent these rubber barons who went down, and they just enslaved the local people. And they said, you're going to go out into the forest all day long, and you're going to harvest rubber for us. And so it was like one of the worst human holocausts on the planet, because they went and just massacred the indigenous population.
And they don't want to talk it. See, they want to talk about the JOO and Hitler. That's nothing, man. That's nothing. These people... Man. Esau, man. Boy, oh boy.
God. Is that a rubber tree? Horrendous. That is a rubber tree. There, see how they score the bark?
Yeah.
And then it'll go into the bucket.
Wow,
That's literally
never
where
seen
latex comes from. That's how we got it.
Insane.
And so again, like thinking about like how does industry come back to nature? It's like we got rubber from there. The Amazon. And so during this horrendous period of oppression, some of the tribes were like, we are not going to be put in chains. We are not going to be set on fire. And they...
You hear what he's saying? They're putting people in chains. They're brutalizing them, brutalizing their children, setting them on fire, sitting dogs on them. You should know the stories. Just absolute savagery and brutality this man did to our ancestors.
Became hyper weaponized, super defensive, and they moved back as far as they could into the forest. And they became the uncontacted tribes. And so now they speak a language that we don't really speak. And my first experience with them was that I had heard that they would kill you. So one of the guys I work with,
You can go and watch this. This dude's kind of a bad dude, and it's like a 3-hour podcast. Very interesting, man. This man, he be out there in the Amazon. But the point is that Esau is so wicked that these men, basically, like, what he tells you is they view other humans as demons. They view them as demons, and so they kill on sight. Because of the Esau Edom, and that's the impact Esau had on them and their culture, because of how savage Esau was. And you're telling me that we're gonna accept money from this man? This man that has unlimited funds, he can print money into infinity, and he's just gonna print some money, and I'm gonna be cool. Boy, listen. Boy, and we could be here all day. I just want you to understand that certain things, it goes beyond money, man. And Jake don't understand that. We will not be repaired just by money. We're gonna the Lord is gonna repair us in every way. Like, yes, we're gonna receive wealth, resources. We're gonna receive, the being repaired spiritually through Yahweh Shai, the righteousness of the Lord, the new covenant. Okay, it's the Lord that's gonna repair us, really. But Esau, he's just gonna have to pay. He gonna make it right by being spoiled, punished, and then exterminated. It's simple as that. The man has done too much, like, to just pay it off. Oh yeah, bro. This guy, man, feeding people's babies to alligators, brother. You might take money for that. Yeah, man. This is how 2 Thessalonians 2, 2 Thessalonians 1:16. It is a righteous thing with God to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you. These men are gonna go into tribulations, man. All right, Galatians. You know the scriptures. God ain't mocked, man. That's a mockery. That is an absolute mockery, right? Sorry, 6:04. What? Oh, 6 and 7. That's an absolute mockery. That's like me. Like, I want to go into your house. Imagine I'm a multi-billionaire. Like, not only that, I can just print money. And I just go into your house, kill your wife, kill your children, and then turn up, like, a year later and say, yeah, hold this check. What? A check? Brother. I want your neck about a check. Give me the check and the neck. Are you mad? This is madness, man. Nah, man. Nah, they got to go into slavery, man. Right? Galatians 6 and 7. Be not deceived. God is not mocked. That's a mockery. What these dudes are trying to push, it's a mockery. Yeah? For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. You understand? And I've been reading some of what this man sold. So do you think that he should just get to pay off with some fiat currency, man? Fuck out of here, man. You must be mad, bro. I don't want to hear that, man. And if you think that fiat monetary payment is enough, then you're not a real man. I don't know what you are. Maybe you've been penetrated and that's why you feel that way. But you ain't a real man if you don't desire true judgment. A real man is gonna want to get a real payback. Yeah, for his ancestors and for his people, man. Not some blood clot flipping coins. You mad? That's like a cheap slut. You know what I mean? Oh, man. Revelations 13. Boy, oh boy, this is mad. And 9, yeah, if any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. They got to go into slavery, man. There's no debating. I don't want to hear nothing about no money. Your money comes with you. You're going into slavery. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. They're going to feel the blade. They're going to feel the sting of the whip. They're going to feel the scourge. They're going to feel the broken bones. They're going to feel the pain of watching their families tortured and broken. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. That's part of our faith, man. That's part of our suffering. Because we suffer until these things come to pass. So that's why I say to people, this truth isn't about looking for Esau to say sorry or looking for Esau to make it right. Because the way Esau has to make it right, yeah, no man would put himself through that. You understand? Like, no man is would willingly put himself under that kind of, no, Esau ain't gonna, listen, I don't care, like you see all these liberal eaters. If I was that, listen, I love black people, listen, them man don't want to suffer, but they're gonna have to. And it's as simple as that, okay? Let me read this scripture and I'm gonna get out of here, man. Proverbs 14 and 11. The house of the wicked shall be overthrown, but the tabernacle of the upright shall flourish. These men are going to be overthrown, they're going to be brought down, and they're going to have to pay for every tear, for all the sadness. They're going to have to pay for the sorrow. They're going to have to pay for the pain. They're going to have to pay for the blood. Yeah, in full. They're going to have to be humiliated. Right? And that's gonna make us feel better. All right, that's gonna give us our satisfaction. Look that word up. Yeah, we ain't gonna be satisfied with no blood clot fucking dollars, man. with my man's face on it after man done violated. Are you mad? I didn't even want to hear that, man. Telling you straight. Well, of course, disclaimer, before I get out of here. The Bible says, wait ye upon me, saith the Lord. Alright, till he riseth up to the prey. The weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through the bringing down of strongholds. So we're not supposed to go out here and put hands on Esau. We have to wait, be in readiness to revenge all disobedience when our obedience is fulfilled. So we got to fulfill this walk, fulfill the walk of faith, and then, and only then, will the Lord bless us. And I do mean bless the elect with the honor of putting hands on Esau the right way, that way. All right. So yeah, look that dude up, Thomas Thistlewood, man. Thomas Thistlewood. Yeah, man, that diary is a serious thing. Serious thing. So, with that I say, Kahanal Yahba Shem Yahushai Warakah Kadash. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Honors to you brothers out there in the highways and the byways, teaching this word in all sincerity and in truth. And shalom to you brothers and sisters out there listening and learning and supporting the ministry. Shalom.